The story begins with my grandfather, Manuel Morales, who was a bracero here in the United States. A bracero was a migrant farmer worker. He worked at a cotton farm in Fabens, Texas, lived in Mexico, but part of a union of braceros who were the first to be called to work, traveling often to the United States. He and others would bring their families up for the trip and duration of work. My mom's seen in this picture with her godfather outside my grandmother's house in Mexico. Was born in 1946 in Fabens, Texas, where my grandfather worked. She had not become a natural-born citizen of the United States. She's seen here in the ranch where they spend most of the time for many, many years with many other families from the Bracero Union. As she grew up and born a citizen but lived in Mexico, she met my father and left to the United States. In 1972, gave birth to a baby boy and two baby girls, one of those being me, born in El Paso, Texas, March 20th, 1976. We went back and forth from El Paso to Juarez, spent most of our time in Mexico, being raised by our aunts and grandmother, due to the fact that my mom worked to support the family after my grandfather passed away. My mother had four sisters and a brother. Out of four sisters and a brother, only two decided they wanted to come to the U.S. My mom, a natural-born citizen, opened the door for them to come to the United States. And now they have been here for several years, while the other two live in Mexico where they feel is their place. We were there for weeks or sometimes just the weekends, but our childhood was in Mexico. My grandmother lived to see her grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. Here we are outside her house. Here's the last picture we have before her passing, the continuing generation, and because of my grandfather and mother, most of us are natural-born citizens. Here's a picture of me and my daughter. Cynthia Enria was born June 15, 2010, a natural-born citizen of the United States. Thanks to my mother